Funerals actually take a lot more planning than I expected. With us using island cuisine for the first time, of course we were iffy, but once they came and showed us their service, their food, tasted their food and everything, we definitely use them again because their service and food is just awesome.
I'll ride with the horses, I'll swim through the sea, I'll climb to the mountain tops. Won't you come follow me? I'll take time to notice all that I see, and after I've come so far, you know where I'll be. I'll fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away home. I'll fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away home. But life is a vision, that's how it should be. The world is a canvas, and the choices are free. At the end of the journey, where all is complete, they'll all wonder where I've gone, but you know where I'll be. I'll fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away home. I'll fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away home. Our dreams last forever, for all that we know. The roads come together, and that's where we'll go.
The Pampas,
an elite wish we go away.
because we are
real and direct.
no interest owns us.
And we have no interest but
The truth. Together we are exposing.
corruption.
Together we will reform criminal justice
Together,
We are fighting violence
against women and children.
We here at
Kandit
will shine the light.
on every corner of darkness.
Together, we are giving a voice
to the voiceless.
and forgotten.
Together.
Together,
Together.
together, together,
we are giving a voice to the voiceless and forgotten.
We are Kandit News Group.
Buenas, Marianas, and Micronesia. I'm Troy Torres.
And I'm Johnny Rosario.
Welcome to our studios here on the 7th floor of the DNA building in Hagåtña, Guam. We are actually not supposed to be using this set, but we're lazy tonight. And this is the morning set. We're supposed to be using the standing up set, but we're just lazy right now. Enjoying our Polar Pops. We had KFC a little earlier. I don't know if you can notice. I'm wearing black for a reason.
And I'm using my computer to cover my belly.
How was everybody's day? Cello?
It was half a day. Not even half a day. It
Not-
was 35 minutes.
That wasn't our
Or
day.
25 minutes.
That was the legislature's
Yes,
day.
yes.
The legislature had a half a day.
No, less. Less of work.
Your mic's not working? It's right here. we're
Sorry, guys. I'm tired.
we're gonna get to the legislature in a bit. But first, well, let me say hi to everybody. I have to be on my best behavior because the pastor of my church is watching.
Oh, hello, Father.
Polly Micrososimo, good evening. Thank you for joining us on Kandit. I appreciate that. Just so you know, Polly, and I suppose we'll go to confession about this. There are some of us on Kandit who joke around about a lot of things in the comments. And this is why you see me at church all the time.
He's praying for our sins.
Because I am a sinner, like you said, Polly. Okay, let's start with crime.
Oh, okay. The first one up, Cello, is Richard Eaz, or Eaz.
How do you spell that?
EAZ. Date of birth 11/27/2000.
Always young?
Very young. He is being charged with criminal trespass and harassment. The reason why, I know we do family violence and, but the reason why I chose this story for the first story is because it's creepy.
Okay.
The victim woke up to her window being opened. She lives in a apartment complex in Agana Heights. She heard her window being open, and when she looked out the window, this man, Richard Yates, yelled, "Wake up, wake up, the owner is here." The victim asked the defendant to leave, but the defendant refused. The defendant fled when he saw police arrive, and the victim indicated that she was afraid the defendant might return and harm her family.
Oh, wow.
So based on the foregoing, he was charged with, and I read this and I thought it was creepy.
Well, it's actually a good thing the police were able to find him.
Yes.
Because that's actually not the easiest thing to do, right?
Yeah, and he
Because
doesn't
fled.
live in the apartment complex.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is creepy.
So the next one is this the next one? Yes. I don't know how to say this name.
Fiorillo Bilotti?
Yeah. Bellotti.
Bilotti?
Criminal mischief, family violence, and criminal trespass. On July 7th at 9:30 a.m., police responded to a complaint. Mr. Bellotti went to his neighbor's house, started to burn things in their yard, and so his wife came over to get him, and he ended up hitting his wife in the yard of the neighbor. The police came.
Wait, he went to the neighbor's yard to burn in the neighbor's
Yeah,
yard?
like he was harassing the neighbors, and then
I'll
he
burn
started
him.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, Polly.
So the officers, he was able to go back. They were able to go back to the house because the wife said she wasn't hurt or anything.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Okay.
when he went back home, he was mad at the wife for calling the police. He blamed her, so he ended up hurting her again. So the kids called 911. So that's why he's in jail.
And this is what the prosecutor's alleging?
Yes.
Okay. What was he charged with?
Criminal mischief, family violence, and criminal trespass.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
And he's 72 years old, I think
Yeah.
is what it said?
Yeah.
72 years old?
Yes. 1947.
Oh, okay. Do we have a third one?
Yes, one more.
Oh, wow.
This one has strangulation.
Jeez.
Glenn Allen Hutchinson. He is
Tall,
born in
he's tall.
1958. Family violence and strangulation. The police on July 7th, at 1:15 p.m., they entertained a walk-in complaint. The victim stated that she and the defendant had an argument, While arguing, defendant then advanced towards her and grabbed her neck with both hands. Victim stated that when he applied pressure to her neck, she could not breathe. During that time, defendant then pushed victim out into the hallway and then shoved her towards a concrete wall. Victim head then hit the wall. Victim then stated that she fainted. Victim added that she wanted to go to the hospital, but that the defendant prevented her from leaving. Victim thought that the defendant did not want her to go to the hospital because she was going to go to the police. Based on the foregoing, Glenn Hutchinson is charged with family violence as a third-degree felony and strangulation.
Well, I guess he won't be playing Santa Claus at the mall this year.
I saw his picture, and the only thing that came into my head was, you gotta know when to hold 'em.
You gotta
Know when to fold 'em.
Know when to walk away. Know when to run.
Or 7 Spanish Angels.
You know what I always wonder about when I see the mugshots, right, is why you're already in this bad place. Like, you got caught, you did something wrong, you got caught. Well, you know, for some people, you did something wrong, you got caught, and now you're about to go into the big house, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you just smile? Because there's nothing else you can do. There's just nothing else you can do.
No, you know, to be very honest with you, my favorite perp walk was someone you're related
My
to.
sister.
Yeah. she had the best. She had the best.
I loved it.
Perp walk.
I was working at Adelup at the time, and and we were in it just so happens to be the morning of a senior staff meeting, and Governor Eddie Calvo, he was like, "There's something going on with this island. Did you guys see the picture of the young woman?" I go, "Governor, that's my sister."
Did he say sorry?
He goes, "That's your sister." and actually they're related because she's a boss. They're so she was like, "Is that my prima?"
Yeah, you know, me and your sister didn't start on the right foot, but I love your sister. You know,
she's awesome.
Yeah.
She's extremely smart, and my mom would say, "Too smart for her own good." Continuing on with crime. Kandit continues to ask you in a reach out. That sounded wrong. We continue to reach out to you and to ask you that if you have any information about a man named Danny Dial, or it may be pronounced DL, Danny DL, he no longer lives on Guam. He now lives in the Philippines, but he did live on Guam for some time. And when he lived on Guam, he was a long time ago a public school teacher, and then he had something to do with the SDA church in northern Guam, the one in Jigo. And so if you have any information regarding a man named Danny DL or Danny Dial, any information at all for something that we're working on, please give me a call personally at 456-4237, or area code 671-456-4237. And the best way to get a hold of me really is to just actually call. You can WhatsApp me, and there's a good chance that I will see your message in a timely manner. You can text message me, and I'll likely see your message even faster. But the best way to contact me really is to dial, because I actually do pick up the phone most of the time, as long as I'm not in a meeting. Again, if you have any information on this man, please give me a call right away. It actually is of import. Now, a woman named Mariah Roberto Cruz, and I got this information from our good friend Irene Alcantara. Mariah has done something that is, I don't know how you say it. It's like a really good deed, you know, like she went out of her way to help a bunch of doggies. So Mariah lives in a place where they don't allow dogs.
Okay.
And so there was this dog that has 4 legs, but one of them is out of commission permanently. See that there's the paw just sort of dangles. So this dog is only walking on 3 legs. Saw it on the road. But I think this one's a smaller. It looks like a smaller dog. Yeah. and it's a girl. She was in pain at the time, so Mariah took this dog in, even though she's not allowed to have dogs. And then she had puppies, 9 puppies. And Mariah has been caring for these puppies. She bathes them every 2 days and feeds them goat milk. They're not allowed to have dogs where they live. Look at those cute puppies. Look at those cute puppies. Look at them. I know Johnny Girl loves that, the upper left corner, right?
We'll take that one.
Are you really gonna take that one?
Yeah.
Okay, check it out. Check this. This is what she's doing.
We'll take that dog.
Oh my gosh, Mariah, did you hear that? Okay, we gotta call Mariah. I'm gonna give you her number in just a little bit, but this is what's happening. It's gonna cost her $75 for the shots for the puppies, and there's 9 of them. So she is having a fundraiser where she is going to bake 6 cupcakes for $12. Okay, now you cannot see those cupcakes up close. I've tried these cupcakes. Irene twice has given us these cupcakes.
Yes.
And Mariah was one. Do you remember?
Devoured.
Do you remember?
Yes.
These are really, really delicious cupcakes, and they're also very pleasantly presented.
We had the s'mores one. We had, I believe, carrot and red velvet.
So
I want pistachio.
They're all just fat with color. That's what those are. They're so good. They're delicious.
And moist.
She's selling them for $12 per half dozen. I've already ordered a dozen through Irene, because the proceeds from this is going to go to pay for the shots for each of these puppies. The shots are $75 each, and then you can also adopt one of these puppies for free as a result of this fundraiser.
She's dancing.
Johnny Girl's dancing?
Yeah.
Because she wants that puppy?
Yes.
Now, if you want to place an order for those cupcakes, you can call Mariah at 685-0960. Can we get that number on? Sorry, I didn't give you this to you earlier.
Okay, how do you spell her name?
Mariah, like the singer, Carrie.
Okay.
Mariah Roberto Cruz.
And what's the number?
685
0960.
60. Yeah.
And here we go. Stand by.
I have never fostered 9 puppies before. That's an amazing feat. And some of those puppies look really naughty, actually. They're so cute. I love them. Please call Mariah if you want to adopt. Especially call her if you want to order these cupcakes to help with this fundraiser, or if you want to just order cupcakes because you want cupcakes. Buenas John Ananich, who says Hafaday Kandit.
Hafaday.
Buenas Sandra Regis. You know, we have our loyal Kandit Land senatorial candidates who've been watching.
I love it.
And participating
so
even before they were senatorial candidates. And maybe we like to think that, but we know we didn't inspire them. But we like to think that we inspired them to run. But I know we had nothing to do with it. Anyway, so that's it. Going into our 2 top stories. Tonight, Johnny's got the first one.
The Guam legislature went into session at 10:35 this morning. 35 minutes late. Okay. Then recessed for 25. They recessed 25 minutes later to take a 3-hour lunch break. Then came back.
41 minutes late.
41 minutes late, and tabled whatever they talked about.
Tabled the emergency.
Yes.
They tabled. They said.
Yes.
They said, just kidding. It wasn't really an emergency.
This is embarrassing. And so we contacted the speaker's office after they ended, and of course Chirag Bhojwani, that's how you say his name, right?
Yes.
Got on the phone, and of course he played his politics, and pure politician, see Chirag. And I was upset because his excuses for the reasons why the emergency session did not hear these bills that are very emergentified. Is that
I love it.
word?
I love it.
Okay. Because they didn't do, basically what he said was they didn't do their research on what guidelines they have to follow. The federal guidelines, local guidelines, none of them did their homework.
So they were talking about the absentee bill. It was that you just saw Senator Kelly March Tyson out there It was her bill that apparently U.S. Department of Justice might have some issues with that they're trying to clarify. And they only found this out in the 41 minutes that they were late to get back into session after their 3-hour lunch break. So, first of all, honesty, senators, really you're going to perpetuate the urban legend about, Gov Guam lunch breaks?
No, Troy, they have a team. Every senator has a team of people that do research for them.
Yeah.
Right? That's what they get paid for. So nobody was doing their jobs when they were supposed to be doing their jobs?
Apparently not. DT says, did Madam Speaker and company take the half-a-day pledge? I love you guys so much. You guys are the best.
So even though the legislature was a waste of time today, we got a lot of things done.
Yes, we did.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what the subject was, the problem that I have with what happened today, especially being so close to the election, where you would think that the senators would want to put on their best show, be on their best behavior, because many of them are in danger of losing their seats to
They're endangered
newcomers.
species.
Newcomers who are hungry, and no one's hungrier than Joanne Brown except maybe Amanda Shelton.
Yes.
Right? And Polly, I'm sorry. So you would think they'd be on their best behavior. The issue that I have is they went into session 35 minutes late. They went out of session 25 minutes later, but that was they only really did 15 minutes worth of work because there was a recess for 10 minutes.
Yes.
Then they recessed 25 minutes after they went into session. They purposely took a 3-hour lunch break. Then they came 41 minutes late, only to decide that the emergency that they
was no longer an
it was
emergency.
no longer an emergency. It's
embarrassing.
They would have been. So when I worked for Capricciosa, that was called a no-call, no-show. When I worked for Sizzler, that was called a no-call, no-show.
Yeah.
And
Anything after 15 minutes.
And when I worked at the governor's office, that was called letting the legislature win the day. Because if you're not on your A game in politics, someone else who opposes you is going to upset you. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the Guam legislature. Anyway, on to our top story tonight. It is the people of not just the Northern Mariana Islands, but Guam are starting to find out more about what seems to be a seedy relationship between Guam businessman John Ko and Governor Ralph Torres and his brothers. A relationship that goes back, as far as records show, to 2016. And the weird thing about this relationship is that John Ko's businesses are all chartered in Guam, not in Saipan. And even though his businesses are not chartered in Saipan, John Ko seems to be all over the CNMI. And he has relationships with people who have either received political favor from Governor Ralph Torres, who are from Guam, like Senator Will Castro, who's running for Congress, like former Governor Eddie Calvo, but also businessmen who have very recently benefited financially from the largesse of the Torres administration, such as International Royals owner Big Sopti, who has a multi-million-dollar contract with the Torres administration for PPEs to the people of the CNMI. Now, in the first story that we did was earlier today when we released documents showing it was weird because it was in the series of reimbursement documents and receipts involving what seemed to be personal expenditures by CNMI Governor Ralph Torres. There was a memo from Governor Torres to then Secretary of Finance Larissa Larson, on, I believe it was November 20. On November 20, he wrote to Larissa Larson and told her to wire transfer $1,000 to Guam. We're still waiting for Guam Visitors Bureau to confirm whether Guam Visitors Bureau actually received a wire transfer of $1,000. And we're looking for the documents that follow, the documents from the CNMI that follow this memorandum from Governor Ralph Torres in November 20. This memo, attached to it was a November 16 letter from then GVB General Manager John Nathan DeKnight, or people call him Nate DeKnight. It basically a solicitation letter saying, hey, we're going to have this K-pop concert on Guam on December 1, I think it is. We're soliciting for your financial donations. Sorry, this receipt that you're seeing is for, it's also for this discussion, but anyway, so it was a December 1 K-pop concert, and it was a big deal. There was, I forgot to send you the video, Eric, but there were like hundreds of people, maybe even thousands of people at this K-pop concert. K-pop is the Korean pop.
Very popular, yeah.
Very super popular. And it was a concert that was put together by John Coe. And in the letter that Nate DeKnight sent to Governor Ralph Torres, it clearly said, you know, to facilitate your donation, contact John Coe at 988-7041, area code 671. John Coe's company put this together, was promoting this and everything. And this wire transfer of $1,000 happened. This was to promote tourism from Korea to Guam and not to the CNMI. So then the question is, how in the world did the CNMI, the people of the CNMI, benefit from this $1,000 donation that they made to this K-pop concert in Guam if the promotion was for Guam tourism and not for CNMI tourism? And if you consider the date that all of this went down, this was just days after Super Typhoon U2 devastated the Northern Mariana Islands.
Yeah, the last picture, Prim. Bring that up.
So there's the K-pop concert. And you know what?
Bring those pictures up. Go back down.
As the people of the Northern Mariana Islands were suffering...
No, down further. Right there, those. Back up.
The concert pictures.
The concert pictures.
As the people of the Northern Mariana Islands were suffering through the devastation of the typhoon, guess who was on Guam having fun at this concert? Aside from those thousands of people you see there.
There you go.
There's Governor Ralph Torres and First Lady Diane Torres with John Coe at this concert. There's another picture of the First Lady in the midst of the concert. This is on December 1, 2018. Amazing. And they talk about how it was such a bad time for the people, and their hearts are with the people, and all they were doing was handing out food and helping the people. No, not at this time. They were in a concert at Guam, raving it up on K-pop with the $1,000 that the Commonwealth taxpayers gave to this event by John Coe. Now, who is John Coe? Aside from a guy who tells many people on this island that Governor Ralph Torres is like his brother. Well, I mean, it didn't take much of a search to see. The reason Eric has to go through these pictures is because right before the show, I just gave him like 40 pictures at one time.
I know.
Not in order. Sorry. This is the CNMI governor's office. John Coe in 2016 or 2017 behind a desk. That might actually be Governor Ralph Torres' desk, as a matter of fact. Hashtag Saipan, hashtag Gov Office, hashtag Tired, hashtag September 27, 2017. John Coe does not work for the CNMI governor's office, but that's how this is his relationship with Governor Ralph Torres. If you see the pictures in the back, at the time, the lieutenant governor was Victor Holcook. There's more. There's Governor Ralph Torres, Governor Eddie Calvo, and John Coe hitting it up. And there's more. There's more pictures. There's John Coe with the governor's brothers as well, gambling.
The first, second, third.
All of them.
No, saying first place, second place, third place.
I thought you had the number of pictures.
Right there. Ken Torres placed first.
Yeah, Jack Torres, Vince Torres, the godfather of the Torres brothers, and John Coe. My. Look at those. Look at the US dollars, 8,730 on February 14, 2019. Happy Valentine's Day. I believe the governor began austerity in the CNMI around that time. You know, it just started furloughing and cutting and, you know, causing all this suffering. And there's John Coe with the Torres brothers.
Living it up.
And so there's more to this. We just published a story right before this show. Thank you. Reimbursement receipts. These reimbursement receipts are the gift that keep on giving. You know, this is from June 21, 2016. If you notice, there are 2 entries where the governor says he wants to be reimbursed for dinners he had at separate places with John Coe, because he was hosting John Coe. The first one was on March 21, 2016, where he had dinner with John Coe at Jang Gun Restaurant. They spent $71. Where's that receipt? That was the earlier receipt that you showed.
Stand by.
I couldn't understand what was written on that receipt. That's why I didn't.
That's it.
I know that there's
That's beef stew.
There's a beef
cold,
stew.
Something, rice, and
You know that's Ralph Torres, right? He ordered extra rice. You know that was him. That's gotta be him. And I couldn't understand what that thing was between. Is that cold? What does that mean?
Cold noodle.
Oh, cold noodle. Oh, I see. And you know the unit price and the amount don't match either, right? You can see that math. That's like some funky math going on there. But there, in handwritten, it says John Coe business meeting. My butt. I wish we could see the time that this receipt was written. And then there's a second one for, I think it's Majesty Chinese Restaurant, if I'm not mistaken.
They're looking for it.
That might be it. You might have passed it.
This one?
Oh, no, that's not it. Sorry.
Majesty hosting John Coe.
Majesty Chinese Restaurant. The receipts for $140.15. But we have to go through this one, the line items, because this is the funny one. This is there. It's right there. So can you make it? So they spent. This is for John Coe, Ralph Torres, and personal security detail. They had hot and sour soup, salt and pepper shrimp, sweet and sour pork, garlic vegetables, combination fried rice, 2 orders of shomai, 1 order of gyoza, beef with broccoli, steamed fish, and I'm not kidding. You cannot make this stuff up. Fukin fried rice. I'm not lying. You had to move it over there. They had some Fukin fried rice, and you know what, people of the Commonwealth, you paid for that. It was $15.
You paid for that Fukin.
What is Fukin fried rice?
I do not know.
I'm gonna try that next time.
I'm gonna try ordering that next time for us.
So it says, look at what the notation. Hosting of investors and personal security detail, John Coe. So I would like to know how in the world John Coe is an investor in the Commonwealth when his business licenses are in Guam. And if in fact money has traded hands, there have been transactions that deal with the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands and John Coe.
Because he has hands out here. Right?
Then I think people like the federal government should know about that, because that does not sound like it would be very legal. Look at the relationship that John Coe has with several of the high-ranking people on this island. Senator Will Castro, former Senator Frank Blas Jr., Big Soti, people over at GVB, you know what I mean? From the Calvo administration. The Calvo administration itself. And he has tentacles apparently in the CNMI because he's very close with Governor Ralph Torres. And apparently John Coe is the guy who picked up Senator Amanda Shelton's campaign packet for re-election for senator. This guy seems to be everywhere.
No, I think he picked up Amanda Shelton's packet when she first ran.
Oh, when she first ran. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's just friends with everyone, I guess. Nice guy. Nice guy. Michael Rages says they ate so much that they needed to take a long shizu. DT says, Kandit, that's the other COVID pandemic. Mike Rosyancy says, I really want to know what Pully Mike thinks about these sin actors. I'm sure he prays for them. Jacob Nakamura says, that's John Coe and the Torres brothers at the Saipan Casino. Yes. Jacob says John Coe Company had or may still have the GVB contract to promote Guam
I
in
want to
Korea.
know where's this governor's beach house that he speaks
I don't know.
of.
I don't know.
He says, I am going to be at the governor's beach house. I want to know where this beach house is.
Siska Teriong raises a good point. She says, Kandit, that solicitation letter is not officially addressed to the governor, Torres, and people of the CNMI for support or donation. It's just a regular letter. So if Torres received it personally, then the money should have been donated out of his pocket. Well, he sure got a reimbursement for it. Or not a reimbursement, I'm sorry. He directed the wire transfer for it. DT says CNMI got co-popped for money. Siska says, puro man corrupt. Lou Marciano says, maybe that was Friends Takeover Day. DT says, now we know when Torres posts. Just kidding, he's not kidding. Nadia Hokug Dalai. Marvin Martinez says, okay, he says there's a Diet Pepsi. Was there a Diet Pepsi on that receipt?
Let me check that.
You know what? If I missed that, I'm going to kick myself for not putting that in the story. If there was actually a diet soda attached to that Fukim fried rice.
How's that?
Nothing? No? Oh, darn.
Oh, wait. Oh, no, is that cola or coffee?
Oh, that's not as fun as if it was a diet soda, though.
Oh, is it on the other one?
Mike Rosyanski says, CNMI paid for Fukin fried rice. DT says, Fukien. It's a region in China, a.k.a. IPI. Fukin guy, says Mike Grace Plus. Marvin Martinez says, the one making it was pissed and they asked, what is that? He replied, Fukin fried rice, leave me alone. Keep it coming, guys. Jacob Nakamura says, the seat of my governor has a beach house too. Wow, public service sure pays in the CNMI. Don't forget that his driver, who only makes $42,500 a year, is building a mansion next to the governor's house. Let's not forget that part. Jacob says $1,000 probably paid for his family's VIP tickets to that K-pop concert. Marvin says it was a joke about the Pepsi. Jacob says, Fukin bullshit. You guys know that Facebook won't let me get away with that, right?
Mike Grace Blas says, Chow Dynasty.
Son of a gun, this Ralph Torres.
It's coming. They're coming for him. They're coming for him.
What did Congresswoman Janet Maritita say?
Equades at the corrupt. Did I say that right?
Equades at the corrupted zoo. I heard she's changing her party allegiance.
I heard that
from
too.
Republican to Independent, and she'll be running for the Senate.
I'm sorry, that does not get your stench off of you. You're still the same person.
No, but what is she gonna say? Equade, those are the Republicans. The Republicans. Oh my goodness, Polly Mike, I am so sorry. We just have this fun, and yes, it is at the expense of some of our leaders, but to be perfectly fair, Father, okay? This we are just trying to get truth and transparency out there. And you know what? I am not even going to rationalize it with what I was about to say, because then that would have been...
No, but I think that if we whatever questions we do ask, if they just came back with an answer, we wouldn't have to dig in these certain places where we find other stuff. And of course, we're going to expose the other stuff because that's the funny stuff and that's the important stuff.
Yes.
You know?
And it's not
not our fault.
That we laugh at it. You know, better that we laugh at it than
if they just
I'll be in church
was
tomorrow.
honest, you know, if they were just honest about it, it wouldn't be so bad.
Yeah, true that. Sa equade sati corrupted zoo. For Kandit News, I'm Troy Torres.
And I'm Johnny Rosario.
And at our producer's desk is
Good night.
Eric Rosario.
Rosario. Good night.
Good night.